Hey guys, it's Ann Yorks from the Flower Box, and I have a really fun St. Patrick's Day cookie tutorial. Today I'm showing you how to make this really cute lucky dog cookie. This cookie design was inspired by this adorable candle I saw at HomeGoods. I thought this would make such a fun St. Patrick's Day cookie favor. So we're calling this guy Lucky Dog. Let's cookie it up. We're going to start off with outlining the cookie. I have a tip number 2 on all of my piping bags, and I'm going to outline each section that we're going to be flooding in. So let's start first with this Lucky Dog's top hat, and then we're going to start outlining his sweater. I'm using a dark leaf green to add the collar and the bottom of the sweater, and then I'm using a pastel leaf green for the main section of that sweater. Now I'm going to outline the rest of the dog. I have a light Buckeye brown in my piping icing bag, and I'm just going to outline his body and his head. Let's flood in some of these sections. I have that light green in a flood icing bag, and I'll fill in that sweater generously. I am going to be airbrushing that section of the cookie, so I want that to be nice and full so that I get a nice clean airbrush on the cookie surface. Then I'll flood in the brown sections of his body, and we're ready to let this cookie dry for about an hour in front of the fan. Now I'm going to use a stencil genie just to hold my shamrocks stencil into place, and I don't want any of my airbrush color to go onto the brown sections. So I'm going to get that stencil into place, and then I'm going to add 2 icing scrapers just to cover up those brown sections before I clip the top part of that stencil genie into place. Now you could use pieces of paper or even a paper towel to mask off those areas, whatever you need to do just to prevent that green airbrush color from getting on other places of the cookie where you don't want it to be. Now let's add that airbrush. I have this spring green Chef Master airbrush color in my airbrush gun. I have my airbrush gun on a medium speed, and I'm using really light pressure on the trigger of the gun just to add those shamrocks to that sweater to create this really cute, fun pattern. Now I'm going to lift up that stencil genie and reveal those shamrocks. They look awesome, and I'm ready to flood in some of these remaining sections of the cookie. I'm going to fill in the hat and the collar. I'm using that darker leaf green icing. I'll also add another of his legs, and in the front, and then also one in the back. I'm adding these one leg at a time just to allow those little icing areas to dry, to create that natural line between the legs, just to make it look like one leg is in the front and one leg is in the back. Now after those sections have a chance to dry, I'm ready to add some of the details. I have a tip number 44 on my black icing bag, and I'll add that nice wide stripe on the top hat. I have a bag of darker brown 20-second icing. I'm using that icing to add the ear. No need to outline and flood. You can just use that 20-second icing to add that cute little detail. Adding in that last foot, and then I'm going to pipe a little accent line there on the sweater just to give the illusion that the legs are in each of the sweater arms. I have changed tips on my black. I sized down to a tip number 1 to add the nose, the smile, and a little smiling shaped eye. That's just a little half circle shape. I'm going to add a buckle to the stripe on the hat, and I have gold icing with a tip number 2. Now, if you're looking for more details on how to make these cookies, definitely check out the blog post on flowerbox.com. You can find this cookie cutter and some extra details like the color icing plan. I had so much fun making these Lucky Dog cookies. I paired them up with a couple of shamrocks, packed them up real cute, and they are ready to be given out on St. Patrick's Day. I hope you enjoyed watching this cookie tutorial. Until next time, happy decorating!